very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
You're in violation of secure communication procedures, Commodore.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
There is no America. There is no democracy.
Our fifth objective, a new world order.
There are no nations. There are no languages. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West.
Right-wing conspiracy.
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
A new world order.
Thank you for plugging in to the Stones Unturned podcast.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
I'm your host, Professor Thomas Henry Horan.
He reads everything.
Hello there, you lucky devils. You better bet your wrinkled old bippies he reads everything. Has it been 5 years? Has it been 5 years? It's really been 6. I did those first 4 episodes or 5 episodes about Keddy, and then a year later, it was the summer of 2019, I was thinking about doing something with my YouTube channel, and I had 414 subscribers. So here we are, 5 years after that, over 5 years, because I moved into this new place and tried different. So here we are. So tonight's episode is something of a capstone, something of a crowning achievement. There has been a slight delay for a couple of reasons. Number one, some new buckaroos and some old buckaroos have come through. And I have, I've pulled a couple strings that I can only pull once in a blue moon. So, but with titanic success. So, Philip Arthur Thompson matters a lot. And big breakthroughs there. Okay, that matters a lot. Who else? I forgot. Well, I can look at that. Let me look at something real quick. Let me look at this really quick. Oh, Golden State Killer. Breakthroughs on Golden State Killer. But somebody you don't care about, I'll get to him in a minute. Well, Pat Stanley, this reporter in Napa, okay, who was the one who was sitting at the phone booth in Napa when the Zodiac prank phone call supposedly was made because he left the phone off the hook and just waited for cops to arrive, and Pat Stanley got there first. I've got a recording of Pat Stanley's voice. He was on K-Von Radio. He sounds exactly the way Nancy Slover described, but whatever. You don't really care. But it bugged me because every slug leaves a trail, and this guy didn't have much of a trail. Well, I got his real name, and now I've got the whole book. So that matters a little bit. It matters a lot to me. It's a personal thing. I have talked to him, and he told me nothing but lies the whole entire time he was talking to me. But that'll come up later. This guy, Arthur Michael Pascal, convicted in the murder of June Mincher, accused in the murder of Roy Radin, which is connected to the Ultimate Evil, Maury Terry and all this stuff, this Arthur Michael Pascal. Well, this book alone proves Maury was really onto something, okay? This guy right here, Arthur Michael Pascal, hospital, security, and safety. He was a security consultant. Well, I couldn't find anything on him. It was hard to find anything on him because, once again, that's not his real name. Got his real name. Okay, so this is going to matter quite a lot because he's going to matter a lot. He's going to get tied right back into this whole blob thing, and not just because of his involvement in Roy Radin or any of that other stuff. He goes way back. He goes, once again, it's about the parents, okay? Who else? Those were big ones. That was a big one. Oh, and Jim Phillips Crabtree's Jim Phillips Crabtree and his multiple wives, whatever you want to call them, his women. Huge. This was huge. This is huge to you guys. So that was part of the delay in getting this episode together. And otherwise, this thing just had me wrestled to the ground trying to cut this down to a manageable 1-hour episode. Because this is the last premium episode that will be uploaded to the old premium website. Your subscriptions will run out sometime in the next week or two. So after tonight's pregame, this episode about Arthur Lee Allen and his brother Ron and more big, huge stuff about the Sea Waters is in tonight's premium episode. So those of you who have subscribed to you have joined the YouTube members only, you'll see that episode as soon as this pregame is over. And then this is the last episode that will be uploaded to the old premium website. After this, it'll be YouTube only. So you won't miss much. The new subscribers on YouTube are going to get a bunch of reruns that they haven't seen before that they need to see. The rest of the Limburg, there are actually 14 Limburg episodes. You need to see them. And some other reruns that you will see. And I'll do a couple of episodes, Zodiac or whatever, between now and Christmas, New Year's. Then after that, I'm not trying to hit you up for $10. Although, what's 10 of these? But it's 2 of these? Forget that. You won't miss much because intellectually, mentally, brain-wise, the professor is not going to be checking completely out, but he's going to be skating. He's going to be skating the rest of the year mentally, okay? I need a mental vacation. I am mentally exhausted. But thanks to some old buckaroos came through, I pulled some strings that I can only pull once in the blue moon, and it all paid off. You'll be seeing that immediately after Christmas, starting after Christmas, and you'll see a couple episodes. I'll do a couple new episodes probably. I'll do streaming. I will be on YouTube, but it's going to be, I'll be taking it easy on the old brain pan. Is anybody here? Hi, Anthony. Yeah, you were there. You've been here for about 5 years. Yeah. You've one lucky devil. 5 years. Has anybody seen the new Manson documentary? I'm not even going to watch it till after Christmas. Well, we'll see. We'll see, but I'm not going to watch it right away. Has anybody seen it? I'm going to let you people recommend it. It's the only new thing to me that's on Peacock right now. I'm probably going back to Hulu soon. We'll see. I'm just taking a break up here. Up here, I'm already gone. I'm already on vacation. I will be streaming on YouTube a couple of times a week, but I'll be taking it easy. So I got a lot off my plate. Trump got reelected, which means I don't have to do squat about bringing down the one world. He will do more damage to the blob and the one world government than I could ever dream of doing. He's already done it. Oh, if I could keep up with that guy. So this is it. This is a big, you're seeing something tonight. You're seeing a whole big zipper get zipped up, and huge chunks of the Christmas tree are going to light up for you if you haven't seen it. Those of you who have not been plugged in for the last 5 years or whatever, you won't be left out. And then from now on, when I come back around the Christmas tree again, it won't be such rough draft stuff because we got to get right back into Manson, apparently. I am debunking these documentaries within a month of coming out. I don't think that's bad. I don't think I'm doing too bad. When I say I, of course, I mean the royal we. I don't think we're doing too bad. But Manson and Son of Sam are coming up real quick. I've got a couple more Zodiac episodes to get out of the way for now. And then you will see a lot more. You will see who actually wrote the letters. You will see all of that stuff. But it's back to Manson and Son of Sam for a minute. And then we got to talk about Richard Ramirez. Oh, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff about that. So, but I'm just going to... after Christmas, which is only what, 5 weeks? Is it 5 weeks till Christmas? So it's not that long. It's not that long to check out mentally. A 5-week. I'm so tired. I am mentally exhausted, but it was worth it. It was really worth it. I'm tired in a good way. Tired in a good way. Not sick and tired, just tired in a good way. Was anybody else? Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff in the last month or so really came through. Well, hell, what happened to the thing? I guess it doesn't matter which one I pull up here. So tonight's episode is about Arthur Leigh Allen's family, his father, and people like that. A little bit about his brother Ron, and a lot more stuff about the Seawaters and how all this ties into Lockheed, how it ties into John Bonet, how it ties into blah, 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 blah. Okay? And then after Christmas, it'll be Paul Stein, it'll be et cetera, et cetera. I realized putting this episode together, I had not shown you anything about Mike Mageau. I completely forgot about Mike Mageau. You're going to see what's relevant. There's a lot of interesting things about Mike and his twin brother and their little sister, but the big thing is in tonight's premium episode. So if you're not plugged in, I suggest you get plugged in. This is a biggie. This one's a biggie, and I cut it down to an hour so you wouldn't get totally lost in the weeds like I usually get during one of these episodes. Otherwise, I'm exhausted. I can't even make fun of Aaron Rodgers anymore because his career's over. The football season's over. The Broncos are doing okay. They're going to be 7-5, assuming they keep this lead for once on the Faders. But that's it. That's it for tonight, unless you guys got something to jaw about. It's Sunday night. The holiday season's coming up. Thanksgiving's late. So there's going to be a big rush going into Christmas. The weather's about to change on a big scale. So we're just going to kind of take it easy. Those of you who have joined the members-only YouTube will get plenty of... You're going to get at least two reruns a week. Because I got that many to show you between now and Christmas anyway. And if otherwise, I'll be doing a couple of episodes. I'll do another episode about Arthur Leigh Allen. I'll do one about his mom. People like that. 61st annual. Oh, yeah, that was yesterday, right? Was that yesterday? November 23rd, 1963. So now, finally, after 5 years, you've got enough background information. You will understand when I debunk the whole JFK thing. JFK is alive and well, living with Sasquatch at the South Pole. Oh, boy. But all that, I've got a lot of that material ready to go. So now at some point, I'm going to watch the Manson documentary. I'm too tired to watch. Has anybody seen it? It just came out on Peacock. But Buddy Day had interviewed Manson the weeks before he died. And so that's where Manson says, I'm going to use that clip. Maybe I'll update the theme a little bit for 2025. This whole thing is so vast, man. And you know what? He was right. But we've got it. We got it in the bag. You just haven't seen the whole. Now it's time to open the bag and show it to you. Apparently I'm going back on Buster Keaton. No, what's his name? I'm so tired. Buckaroo Todd Wood, who's blind as a bat. How these people do what they do. He's almost as blind as a bat. Poor Todd. And he just busts his ass for me and a lot of other people. Junior Buckaroo extraordinaire, Todd Wood. So I'm going back on Walter Bosley's YouTube. And then we're going to have Drew on here. I'm going to be all YouTube from now on, no matter what happens. There's just no point in doing anything but YouTube. I don't know about Truth Social. Do you have to pay to upload videos to that? Because they're promising censorship-free. Truth Social. But I'll bet you have to pay. Because like Twitter, you got to pay $6 a month. I'm not paying anymore. I'm not paying anybody any more money ever again. You people pay me. And I keep the money. Live stream your favorite content from our growing catalog. But how do you get Oh, and the Trump dance. I'm going to start doing the Trump dance because I can do it in my chair. That's the whole point. He's a disruptor. He's going to disrupt. So Truth Social, upload videos to Truth Social. Because I can upload videos to my Twitter account, but it costs $6 a month. How to upload a video. Upload a 4K. How to post a video. Can you monetize Truth Social? Who knows? By the time Elon Musk gets done, maybe YouTube will be back the way it used to be. How to make money on Truth Social? This is all 2 years ago. So I don't know if you can monetize your Truth Social. Manson porn? I can't put that on YouTube. I don't have a copy of it. I do not have a copy of that video. I've seen things that I didn't care about. You don't understand. I didn't care. I couldn't care less about Manson. But somebody had a black and white video of Charlie's not in it. Who's in it? Was Tex in it? Somebody's in it. That they went up to Reno and made porn videos and things. But see, they were in the blackmail game. We got to talk about the Charlie before Charlie and the Charlie before the Charlie before Charlie. Charlie was one in a long line. Charlie was kind of a B-list player. If he hadn't taken the fall for the Tate LaBianca wipeouts, you never would have heard of Charles Manson. If Patty Hearst could play and sing, she would have been everything Charles Manson was supposed to be. But they couldn't make up their minds. Charlie couldn't make up his mind. Bill Vance. All through tonight's premium episode, I could not remember Bill Vance's name to save Charlie's life. Bill Vance is the one who dragged Charlie into all that helter-skelter crap. He wasn't interested in that stuff before. Oh, a verbal description? It wasn't... You're not being facetious. It's just like, hey, this is what Charlie really did. And so I saw it, and I saw what else? But it was shot on video. It wasn't shot on film. That was what was interesting. It was shot on video. But I didn't care. I didn't care about that stuff. And I'm talking, I saw this in the 90s. I saw this 30 some odd years ago, probably. At least. So, and we're going to talk a lot more about Kid Laser, Mike Riconosciuto, what he was really working on that submarine. We're going to, all that stuff on that documentary about the octopus, watch it. It's worth watching. And then I will show you what's bullshit and what's real. I can't use clips from the show. At least I can't use the audio, I know that. But I won't need them. They did a good job on that documentary. And they say, we don't know how much of this is bullshit and how much of it is real. So it could have been, and the same thing, Danny Casolaro. Was it suicide? Was it murder? His wrists were slashed a total of 11 times and tendons were cut. Well, he may have killed himself and then somebody tampered with the body. Just like John Carr's friend, John Carr supposedly shot himself in his friend's apartment in Minot, North Dakota, and that's obviously not John Carr's body. Whose body was it, and how did they do the switcheroo, and what happened to John Carr? We got so much. We only made it halfway through the police reports and the Son of Sam shootings before all this other stuff, before the Zodiac documentary. We got to pick that back up. So I can upload most of those to the premium YouTube that you people missed. So there's a lot of episodes coming. And new ones will be coming. It's just that for the next 5 or 6 weeks, there's only going to be 2 or 3 brand new hardcore episodes, and they'll be about Zodiac. Then after Christmas and New Year's, I'll get to the murdered Paul Stine, because I will show you who murdered Paul Stine, and there will be no doubts in your mind. But you got to understand all this, and that's where Pat Stanley comes in, and his friend Jay Getting, who was bandmates and longtime friends with Gary Hinman's friend, who owned the music school in Hollywood, etc. You got to see all this stuff before that other stuff makes any sense. It was very low grade pornography. It wasn't one of these Dark Brothers Gone with the Wind porns. It was clips. It was just clips. Some of it was shot on film. Not that Charlie was in them, but that these were members of the Manson family who were acting in porn as it was being produced in 68, 69 time period. Somebody just said, these are some Manson family kids right here. But I don't think any of the famous ones are in it. But the girls did dance in the clubs, and the boys and the girls did. Apparently what they did was you could rent a party, you could rent an orgy, and these kids would show up, they would perform. There would be a live sex show, and then the audience could participate. Kind of like a Diddy party. A lot like a Diddy party. And this was filmed, and then this brand new thing, the video camera, the portable home type, the Sony Betamax and whatnot, Betacam, like Roman Polanski had, and was making videos of whatever rating. All these videos that supposedly exist of Sharon Tate, I don't know if I buy that. But, because we've only heard rumors. We've only heard rumors, and we know there's so much bullshit flying around about these murders, but the things that we can prove. Special Ops military guys, well, if you've been watching for 5 years, Anthony, you know my theory is and we'll come back to this. This is why Paul Stein matters so much. This is why Jim Phillips Crabtree and his stepfather, Diamond Bell Phillips, matters so much. Or his uncle matters so much. Is Rodney Alcala. Rodrigo Alcala Bucor. I think he did it. Because he had paratrooper training before he went in the Army. He went to that jump school in, is it Georgia? Where they send the jump school in those days for the Green Berets. And this is why it matters about the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez's uncle cousin. Sometimes he called him his uncle, sometimes he called him his cousin. Looks to me like it's his cousin and his cousin's dad. That matters a whole bunch. I think Rodney Alcala, and he had a motive. He had a connection to Sharon Tate, to his brothers or uncles, whatever they were. Same thing. That's going to matter a lot. But the Manson family went to Cielo Drive to tamper with the crime scene and move the bodies around and mutilate the bodies and whatnot, just like they did La Bianca. They didn't kill La Bianca's either. That's a mob hit. That's a mafia hit. And they just went and tampered with the crime scenes. That's all they did. That's right. His cousin Bob Bucor was the cinematographer on Don't Make Waves, and they had to reshoot some scenes. The rumor at the time was it was Sharon Tate's fault. They had to reshoot some scenes. It was not her fault. But everybody was saying it was her fault. And then he died on one of those jumps. So Rodney Alcala had a motive. And his other cousin, brother, whatever, Robert, was married. He was not only a Hollywood hairdresser, he was personal stylist to Natalie Wood, who died under mysterious circumstances. What was his name? And his ex-wife wrote the book that I was talking about, where she said, because they knew Jay Sebring, they all knew Jay Sebring. She said, yeah, there was supposed to be a party at Cielo Drive that night, but it wasn't. Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't. These celebrities were not invited. It was all the stylists would go and meet Jay and get our little bags of candy and have a nice party. And then we'd go back to our salons and use the little bags of candy to get these people to talk and collect the gossip that we would pass on to Jay Sebring, and he would reward us for this. Carrie White, I think her professional name is Carrie White. She was a Playboy Playmate of the Month or something. One of J.C. Brings ex-squeezes. She was married to Rodney Alcala's cousin. He went by the name Alcala, I think. But their name is Alcala Bucor. You know how the Spanish are. So we're going to come back to all of that real soon. I got to watch this Manson documentary. I wonder if they're going to mention his possible connection to the Herb Clutter murder in cold blood. I'm not saying I can prove a connection, but boy, there's a whole bunch of coincidences there. A whole bunch of coincidences there. A whole bunch of coincidences there. So, and I'll redo some of those episodes for the YouTube channel. So, okay, it's 6 o'clock. You guys are ready to watch these episodes, blah, blah, blah. I'm ready to get off of here and switch off my brain for a few weeks. I will see you sometime later this week. Enjoy these episodes. Thank you for plugging in, blah, blah, blah. Once again, I'm not saying Arthur Lee Allen was innocent. I'm saying he was framed, and he was a victim. So he was a victim as much as anybody, I think. I don't think he murdered anybody. I think this is exactly like the frame-up of the Manson family. Arthur, I don't think he was totally out of all of this, but I don't think he murdered anybody. I'm not saying he was innocent. I'm saying he was framed. Get plugged in. Click that join button. If you're on an iPhone, you'll have to watch there's a link to a video in the description of this video. This shows you how to click the join button if you're on an iPhone, okay? Or you can wait till after Christmas and binge watch. I don't care. I'm not going to be working I'm not going to put in 40 hours a week into this show for the next, till after New Year's, okay? So, good night. God bless. Take care of yourselves and each other. And for Peter's sake, please spay and neuter your cannibals. I'm Professor Thomas Henry Horan, asking you to please stay plugged in to the Stones Unturned podcast.
He reads everything.
You better bet your bippies he reads everything.